And if you take nothing else away from this video, this is something I want you to do. Are you preparing an interview for your first leadership position? If so, congratulations. That's a fantastic step and you've done so well to get here. Second off, here are my top 3 tips to ensure that you have a fantastic interview. And keeping everything simple, let's jump right in. So my first tip is to ensure that you review your most successful projects and most successful results. It's important that you have examples of everything that you have accomplished that showcases all your abilities and everything that you can do. Plus, it also makes it easier to practice and prepare when you have a good catalog of ideas that you can draw from when it comes to interview questions. And feel free to actually check out my last video about labeling yourself as a leader, where I go more in detail about this idea of keeping the receipts, where you write down in detail the biggest projects, the biggest results, the biggest things you've accomplished and you've done, so that way you build that catalog from the ground up. The next is to understand situation, action, outcome. Now, this is actually a very general interview question format. And for leadership interviews, it's super important that you're able to describe a situation in this format. And it's likely you may be asked questions regarding a team member, a coworker, a customer, the company, even yourself, on what the situation was, what actions you took, and what outcomes you created. A little secondary tip here is try to get it into an elevator pitch kind of format. So 1 to 2 minutes, because knowing that when you prepare and when you practice and when you're in the interview itself, we all have a tendency to ramble when we get nervous. And so practicing this, condensing it, will give you areas to bring yourself back on track and ensure that you are still delivering a concise answer that you're happy with and that you're proud to give. Now stick around for after the tips, because I got 2 bonus ones just for you. Tip number 3 is one that we all have a love-hate relationship with, and that is name your strengths and your weaknesses. But I don't mean just listing off, this is a strength, this is a weakness. It's time to get real with yourself. Because something that I often say is that the best leaders are the eternal students. So this is your opportunity to describe how you use your strengths to improve your abilities. How have you used your strengths to bring value to the team, to the company, to the group, and how these strengths have enabled you to get to your current position. And then from there, also diving into your weaknesses. How have your weaknesses changed and improved with the company and as you've gained experience and as you've begun to work towards the idea and to the practice of leadership? Now, here's my question to you guys, and be sure to comment down below. What's the most stressful part of an interview for you? And also, if you're finding this video fun and useful, be sure to give it a like. Now, bonus tip number 1, keep your stats on hand. And this relates to the first tip on being able to list your largest accomplishments and your largest results. Having your stats gives you more information to draw from. It gives you more resources to state your case and answer the questions fully, knowing that you can have tangible data that backs up your claims and shows the impact you've had on the team, on the company, with customers, and that all works in your favor. All right, now here is something that's super important. And if you take nothing else away from this video, this is something I want you to do. Ask thought-provoking questions. And what this means is ask questions that are kind of out of the realm of the ordinary. It can be one of my favorites. What is something that you would change in this company today? Or asking the interviewer, well, what's something that I can do to better prepare for this role, or that you would like to see others in this role doing? These are ways of turning it around and making sure that you are also interviewing the interviewer. Sounds weird, I know, but hang with me. By being able to ask questions that are outside the box, you are able to show that you are thinking further, you are thinking on a wider scale. So that way you can see, not only do you want to, or they can see that you don't only want to bring value to them, you want to continue to see where there's room for improvement beyond within just yourself. So these questions are going to be super important for you to use. And so remember, breathe, practice with others. Go over the questions a couple of times. If you're able to ask and get some sample questions beforehand, I highly recommend that you do so. It's going to save you a lot of time and heartache by having an idea of how you want to answer your questions and good scenarios to have in your pocket to pull out when it's time to answer them. So know your stories, be confident, and remember, you're in that interview for a reason, and the others know it too. So give it your best shot. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you found it fun and motivational, be sure to drop a like so that way YouTube can recommend it to others who benefit just like you. Subscribe if you haven't already. It means so much to me and help out my channel tremendously. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at KES Studios. I post leadership and development content there as well. And keeping everything simple, have a phenomenal day, and I will see y'all in another video.